YouTube, what's poppin', y'all? It's your boy D Hyde. Just want to welcome you guys back to the channel. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, blessed day. Now, today's video, man, I wanted to break down some routines and show you guys some examples on how you can utilize certain tools when it comes to shaving your head, all right? Now, I know for a lot of us, man, we reach a certain point to where, you know, we just can't rock the hair anymore. Either you got a receding hairline or you got a bald spot in the back like myself, AKA the impact crater, AKA the cul-de-sac, like I like to say. And when you finally make up your mind to shaving your head, man, you want to know exactly what will work on your head. Now, I'm only basing these examples off of my own personal experience of using certain tools when it comes to shaving my head. And I know for a lot of us, we all have different situations. You know, for some of us, we can't use a razor because we'll bump up. And for some of us, we can use a razor, but we can only go in a certain direction because if you go against the grain, you'll bump up. So what I wanted to do today is just show you guys some examples on how to utilize certain tools and then break down some pros and cons when it comes to using those particular tools. And also give you guys some tips on some products to use when actually shaving your head with a razor. A product that I like to use that I'm truly in love with now, and a product that I use also for controlling bumps and stuff like that as far as razor bumps, all right? So you guys stick around and let's get straight into the video. Now, for my first example, I want to show you guys how I use the trimmers, okay? Now, this is my Andes GTXs right here. Now, the pros to using a trimmer like this on your head to achieve a nice bald head is this is excellent for someone that suffer from razor bumps, okay? There's no way in hell that you could put a razor to your head, no matter what direction you shave in, you're still gonna get razor bumps. So using a trimmer will shave the hair down, but it wouldn't shave it too low to where the hair is actually up under the skin and grows back into the skin, which gives you, of course, razor bumps. Now, if you are gonna use a trimmer like this, I highly suggest that, you know, you kind of at least have it a little sharp, you know, that way you're not really struggling when it comes to shaving off the hair, and you're gonna get it low enough to where it actually looks nice and clean. Now, the cons when it comes to using something like this is that it's not gonna do a really good job as far as like blending the bald spots, maybe the receding hairline part up here and the bald spot in the back. But for the most part, it's gonna do a good enough job to where you can at least, you know, get by throughout the day, you know, maybe within a couple days or even a day, you're gonna get some growth growing back. And then those bald spots or those receding hairline areas are gonna become more visible. Okay, but all in all, using a trimmer like this is really good, especially if you suffer from razor bumps. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys exactly how clean I can get my head with just using the trimmers. All right, so I'm gonna speed everything up and I'm gonna come right back. All right, and this is how it came out. Took the hair down nice and low, all right? The only thing that you'll be able to notice is that if you rub your hand across your head, you definitely will feel the stubble, but this is ideal for those of you that's worried about razor bumps, okay? Like I said before, it's gonna take the hair down low to where it looks good. It's passable, you can go out throughout your day and not have to really worry about the problems that comes with using the razor on your head. Now moving on to example number 2. And in this example, I'm gonna show you guys how I use the electric shaver, okay? Now this is a tool that I've used before in the past. I really don't use this anymore, but for those of you that was interested in using something like this, I kind of wanted to break it down for you guys to let you guys know the pros and cons when it comes to using something like this also. Now, when using this particular tool, this is a dry shave. One thing you're gonna have to do when using this is you're gonna have to at least trim your hair down with some trimmers to get it low enough, okay? Because if you try cutting your hair with this while your hair is as long as I had it before, before I put the trimmers on my head, you are gonna run into some problems. So you need to have the hair down a little lower, okay? So that's more work. Secondly, if you suffer from any type of razor bumps or if you had bad experiences with using razors before in the past, this is not gonna help you out at all. This is for people that really don't have no problems when it comes to shaving their hair close, people that's been using razors, because this is going to get your hair down close also, like a razor. With this, you tend to kind of go back and forth, so you'll be going against the grain, and this is, like I said, going to take your hair down really low and get you a nice, super clean finish on your head, okay? Now, the only drawback that I noticed with this is that if you go over the same spot too many times, you will burn your skin with this, all right? So you have to be careful of not going over the spot too many times, because like I said, you will burn your skin. And I have done that in the past when using this. Just to show you guys a quick example on how this thing actually works, I'm gonna take off a little bit right here. Now, you guys can hear that. That is some stubble right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that off real quick. I'm gonna get it down nice and low. Still feel a little bit of stubble on here, but these definitely will take the hair down and give you a nice, clean look. All right, definitely lower than the trimmers, okay? Now moving along to my final example of using particular tools when it comes to get a nice, clean, shaved head, and that has to be razors, okay? Now, part of the razor family, you'll find stuff like straight razor, safety razors, something as simple as a little throwaway razor, and of course you have like the Schick, the Bic with the 4 or 5 blades on it, all part of the razor family. And the pros with using the razor, of course, razors are going to give you a nice, super clean, shiny, baby booty finished head, man. Okay, and when it comes to shaving your head, this is probably the ultimate tool to use. And like I said, getting that nice, clean, super clean finish. All right. Now the cons with using a razor like this, of course, goes back to what I was talking about when I talked about the trimmers, and even using something like an electric shaver, is that depending on how sensitive your skin is, it all determines on whether or not you can use a razor on your head. Now, if you try using a razor on your head and you had bump issues, no matter what direction you shave your head in, because typically if you shave your head in the direction your hair is growing in, you really shouldn't have major problems. But if you tried shaving your head in the direction your hair grows in and you still have razor bumps, just leave the razors alone, all right? And stick to something more like a trimmer. Now to give you guys an example on how close you can shave your head when using a razor, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just put a little bit of shaving cream on my head, and then I'm gonna hit it with the safety razor, and I'm also gonna hit it with this little throwaway razor, just to give you guys an example on when going with the grain and then also going against the grain, and show you guys the difference on how it looks. Now, I did do a full tutorial on shaving my head. Actually, I did two. I did like one with the bevel shaving system, and then I have another one. So if you guys want to see that video, you can click the card that pops up and it'll take you to that video. What I'm gonna do now is just take my safety razor, okay? And what I wanna do is just go with the grain. Okay. Rub my hand against it. I can barely feel any stubble, and it feels really, really smooth whenever I go in this direction. Just a little bit of stubble when going back this way, okay? Now, that's the good thing when it comes to using a safety razor. Like I said before, if you want to give using a safety razor a chance, but you're a little nervous, and you really haven't tested out your head yet with using a razor, try going just with the grain first. Don't start off shaving your head going against the grain and doing all kind of crazy stuff when it comes to shaving your head for the first time. If you don't know exactly how sensitive your head is, okay, to like razor bumps and stuff like that, just try going with the grain first and see how that works out. Then you maybe can experiment later on with going against the grain. Now, this is something that I like to do, and you don't have to do this, but whenever I'm using these little throwaway razors, I like to go against the grain. So going against the grain with this, all I'm gonna do is just go over the spot that I shaved already. And that is baby booty smooth right there, fellas, okay? Super smooth. And like I said, man, if you're shaving your head for the first time, try the clippers. to test out your head with a razor, definitely go with the grain first, see how it turns out. Then maybe later on, you can probably test it out and go against the grain. And just take your time doing it. Just don't keep going over the same spot a whole bunch of times. Just try to give it like a few passes and see how it works out, okay? But those are some examples, some routines, some things that you can do when shaving your head. I know for a lot of us, man, we really don't know what direction to go in when it comes to shaving our head, especially if we're doing it for the first time. So I hope these examples kind of put you guys in a better place when it comes to making your mind up on what tools you want to use and how to use them when it comes to shaving your head. All right, now let me go ahead and finish up this shave, man. Get everything looking nice and tight, or should I say tight and right. And before I get out of here, I just wanted to show you guys some things that I've been using to kind of give me a nice clean shave whenever I'm using the razors on my head. And it has to be Noxeema, man. Ever since I started using this, I used it before in the past a couple times, but once I started using it again, maybe about a month and a half ago, I forget how long I did that video, I'm not going back to nothing else, man. This gives me a nice, super clean finish on my head, and my head just feels so good afterwards, man. So I've been using the hell out of this. As you guys can see, it's empty, so I gotta go back and get another one. But like I said, man, this is excellent when it comes to shaving your head. If you guys haven't seen the video that I did with this, you can click on the card that pops up. But excellent for washing your face, getting your head shaved, and all that goodness, man. Another thing that I like to use, especially when I'm shaving my head, even if you're using a trimmer or if you're using something like an electric shaver, bump patrol is really good, okay? Because I do suffer from bumps back here on the back of my neck at times, to where it'll flare up even if I do use the trimmers on this back part. And just as a safety measure, I do put this on my head every time I shave my head, okay? So definitely worth the investment. I think this is like 10 bucks. So this is definitely something to use if you are shaving your head and you do suffer from little bumps and stuff like that popping up every now and then, or you've had problems with razor bumps at all. Bump Patrol definitely works. I suggest you guys give it a shot. Check it out. You can find it on Walmart, or you guys can click the link down in this video in the description box, and it's in my Amazon store, okay, if you guys want to purchase it from Amazon. All right, but listen, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is your boy D Hyde. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I want you guys to have a wonderful, safe, blessed week. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you guys next time. Let me go ahead and finish this damn head off. All right, peace out.